Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about I figured out the secret, okay? And basically, you just need one thing. So I'm going to get straight into it. And what is this one thing that you need? What is this one thing that you need to be able to just unlock everything that you've ever wanted? This one thing is this: you have to have a burning desire for change. Because your life won't change until you become sick of your current life. And that's when change usually happens. That's how I've seen it develop in my own life. So there was a point in my life when I was really tired and sick of the money that I was making, because I wasn't making a lot of money. And so I just went really relentlessly and really dived into making my business more successful, and I just got lost in the process of making that happen and taking action, and it happened because I got sick and tired of the way things were going. So I started just to try out lots of new different things, and I just kept on going and kept on trying to figure things out until things started to work. But I was relentless, and I just kept on going, and I was working every single day as hard as I could, whenever I got a moment, and I just kept on going. And it was because I was tired of my life. I was tired of the way things were going. And you kind of have to have an anti-vision in a way. You got to think of like, okay, so if nothing changes ever, and how's that going to feel in like 5 years time? If I'm still in the same place, if I'm still whatever it may be for you, perhaps you're overweight, if I'm still overweight, or perhaps you're more overweight, how is that going to make me feel? How is that going to make me feel about myself? What if I never fit back into those pair of jeans? Or, and I'm still like this way in 5 years time? What if my finances don't change and I'm still this broke in 5 years time? What if I've never written that book? What if I never started my singing lessons? You got to think of like how awful things will be if things are just still the same. Because a lot of people think that, oh, by thinking wishful thinking and hoping about the future, that that's somehow making a difference. But it's not. I mean, sure, yeah, it's nice to daydream, it's nice to visualize the future and think that, oh, yeah, maybe one day something's going to happen to change these things. But if you're sitting around waiting for something to change and you're just sitting around daydreaming, that's not making change. If you want change to happen, then you've got to change, or you've got to start making changes. You've got to start doing something. You've got to start taking action. So if you want to be successful and you want success and you want to create everything that you've always wanted in this life, I've got a way that you can do that. So first of all, it's like an NLP technique, okay? So first of all, you've got to have a goal. You've got to have an outcome. You've got to know what it is you want. Right, and I think most people watching this video already have an idea of the kind of thing that they want. Perhaps they want a healthier body. Perhaps they want a successful business. Perhaps they want to be a rock star or something like that. You've got a goal. You've got something that you want. Okay. So the next part of that equation is you've got to take action. You've got to relentlessly take action. Okay. And you've got to try and do something, at least one thing every day, to try and move yourself a little bit more closer to that goal. Okay. So the next thing that you do is you tweak your actions. So what if, like, for a couple of months you're taking action and nothing seems to be working? Well, that means you need to try something else. Okay, that means you have to try something different. You have to try a new technique. Okay? And so you just tweak your actions a little bit. You change what you're doing a little bit and see if that works. And then you persist. You just keep on doing that formula. You just keep on doing it until infinity, until it happens, until you actually reach your goal and you get what you want and you get the life that you've always wanted and you've reached the goal. It may take a long time, or it might take quick. It may happen very fast. But for me, with the things that I've tried to create in the past, it usually takes some time. It usually takes some time for things to work out. It usually takes some time for things to start happening for me. So, for example, like my dating and relationship channel, that channel has been around since I started posting more frequently to it in 2020, and only now, I'm starting to actually see more the fruits of my labors come out there, and the success has just like blown up recently, especially money wise, and I have a quite a good little business going now, which is really awesome. And I feel really, the first time in my life I felt really like, oh my god, I've actually done something and succeeded at something, and it worked. And it took a while for me to do that. I mean, 4 years may not seem like that much in the grand scheme of things, but when you're in it, it does seem like a bit of a drag and a bit of a grind. But I'm really happy with that. I'm also popping off on Instagram as well, and my TikTok's going up as well, and also my Twitter page, which is really good. Things seem to be happening, and but mostly the most success that I do get is on my other YouTube channel, which is really, really cool. And what I did was just that method that I told you now. I had my goal of that I wanted a successful YouTube channel. I didn't really necessarily have subscribers. It was more like money wise what I wanted. Yeah, it was more thinking more in terms of like how much I'm getting. Like I want to create a job out of this basically, and a proper living from it, which I have. So that was my goal. I took action. There was a while where I made videos every single day. Now I only make videos for like 3 times a week, and then shorts. And that's the action that I took. And then I had to tweak my actions along the way. There were some videos that did really well and performed really well, and there was other videos that didn't perform really well. So I leaned heavily into the videos, the kinds of videos that do really, really well, and that boosted everything, right? But it took me a while to get to the point of figuring out what actually worked, because I had to make quite a few videos in the catalog to figure out what kind of stuff worked. And once I did, I started to lean heavily into those things. So lean heavily into what works. That's a really important thing. And then persisting, right? You just got to keep on persisting. You got to keep on taking action. You got to keep on tweaking. You got to keep on figuring out what works best, and taking action. And you just got to keep on going. And you can't give up. That's the point of this, is that you got to persist. You got to keep on going. If it's something that you really want, and it's a really important dream of yours, and it's a lifestyle that you really want, and it's something that you're desperate for, and you'd really love to be, you've got to persist at it until it happens. But I promise you, if you use this formula, you will get there eventually. I'm not saying it will happen overnight, because it probably won't. That doesn't mean that it won't ever happen overnight, because it's still in the realm of possibility, obviously, but you can get whatever you want in this life. I promise you, you can get whatever you want within reason. Obviously, you might not be able to develop wings and fly, unless you go on an airplane, but if it's within the realms of physics, you can get it. Okay, if you want to be a millionaire, you can be a millionaire. If you want a fancy house, you can have a fancy house. If you want a yacht, you can have a yacht. If you want to be a rock star, you can be a rock star. If you want to write a book and be a successful best-selling author, then you can do that. But you just have to follow that formula of setting a goal, taking action, finding out what works, finding out what doesn't work, and persisting no matter what until you become a success, until your goals, your dreams have materialized. And that's how you can get anything. And that is the secret of how you can get anything in this life. But you got to remember that one thing, okay? And that is, you got to have a burning desire for change. If you're comfortable, if you're complacent, if you're like, yeah, okay, I'll try on Monday, you're not there yet. You've got to be fed up, absolutely, 100% fed up with your life in order to make a change. That's the burning desire that you need. You need a burning desire for change. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very, very soon. Goodbye.